For Mahama Ayariga, the judgment of the court only affirms his long-held view on how unnecessary the trial was. The judge presiding over the case, Justice Efiase Wabuchi, acquitted and discharged the accused persons. She agreed with Ayariga's application of no case and reasoned that the state, after calling 2 witnesses, did not provide enough evidence. Mr. Ayariga recounted how the presiding judge took issue with the manner in which the lawyer for the office of the special prosecutor handled the matter.
The judge acknowledged, the effort of lawyers and even raised issues with the work of the special prosecutor in even drafting the charges and preferring the charges and, how they went about their presentation of their evidence and the kind of evidence that they adduced. She was very, very critical of the work of the you can go and get the records from the court. You see that she was quite, quite open with them about the quality of work.
The case was the first and the only one to be filed by the former special prosecutor. Martin Amidu in 2019 raised concerns about the involvement of Mahama Ayariga in procurement breaches in the purchase of 100,000 Ghana cedis Mercedes-Benz bus to be used as an ambulance. He was further accused of using the ambulance for his private good, even though it was bought with public funds. But the legislator maintained the allegations were unfounded.
I, from day one, believe that he was much ado about nothing. I think that it was something that all the parties, from first to seventh accused persons, all of them were simply trying as hard as they could to help Bawku Municipality get an ambulance at a time when there was, a real need for an ambulance in the municipality. And at that time, government had not yet brought these ambulances that you see roaming around every day.
Being the first to be prosecuted by the office of the special prosecutor, the media buzz associated with it was expected. The decision of Mr. Ayariga at the time to refuse invitations to court took center stage. His lawyers at the time argued that their client was protected by the Constitution from appearing in court if he was on official parliament business. But the court will have none of that, as it gave the lawyers timelines to produce their client on the first day of the trial. Minutes to the deadline, Mr. Ayariga appeared in the company of some minority MPs with a certificate from the Speaker of Parliament asking the court to excuse the Bawku Central MP as he was attending parliamentary business. Judge Efiase Wabuchi, however, disagreed with the content of the letter from the Speaker, as she held that the specific constitutional provisions on immunity about MPs apply to them when they are to appear as witnesses in cases and not as accused persons. Mr. Mahama Ayariga, speaking on the impact of the case, said the entire trial has negatively affected his legislative role.
It's been 2 stressful years of going to Office of Special Prosecutor, going through long interrogations and etc., going to court, preparing to cross-examine witnesses, writing submission of no case, and all those things. It's been 2 long years that sometimes even, I need to travel on ECOWAS assignment, but because of the court case, I can't go and all that. There was a time when my passports, each time I had to go and apply to court for a passport and permission to travel. Later on, the judge seems to have relaxed some of those issues.
Lawyers of the accused filed 2 applications in an attempt to truncate the trial. One was to challenge the eligibility of Martin Amidu to prosecute the case as a result of his age, but the Supreme Court, who sat over the case, dismissed the application, even though the High Court halted proceedings until the determination of the said case. The other was on the remit of the Office of the Special Prosecutor to try some cases the lawyers deemed were not corruption-related offences. The court agreed with the lawyers and struck out 3 charges that related to the purchase of 3 Toyota Land Cruisers. The MP was accused of using his car loan, an arrangement that was not provided for in law. But Martin Amidu was not detracted by the ruling as he filed fresh charges against the legislator in relation to the purchase of the Land Cruisers. Full trial of that case is expected to begin within the next 2 months.
Oh, no. I mean, it's the same judge. And she scheduled that, I think, somewhere next month or next 2 months to start hearing that. And I believe also that, in the end, it will be shown that there was no abuse of office. I mean, basically, the charge is abuse of office for personal gain. It was a car loan. It was a loan, car loan. So how a loan is not personal gain, I don't know. But I believe that the judge will look at it.
Being the first to be prosecuted by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Mahama Ayariga believes the office is bound to fail if the new Special Prosecutor does not do things differently.
If the office avoids pettiness, if the office avoids personal vendetta, and if the office is not witch hunting, but pays attention to the real corruption that people are worried about in this country.